Hey, eighth grade, happy Tuesday. So today we are continuing on with the Great Depression, and we are learning about Franklin Roosevelt. He was the president who took over for Hoover during the Great Depression. If you remember, Hoover had kind of the attitude that it was up to the people to figure it out how they would get themselves um, out of trouble and out of all of everything that was going on with the Great Depression. He did not feel that it was the job of the federal government to provide help. Um, Roosevelt was elected president, and he had a very different approach. And today we're going to read about his approach. So, the main ideas: Congress approved many new programs during the 100 Days. Critics expressed concerns about the New Deal, and New Deal programs continued through Roosevelt's first term and what became known as the Second New Deal. And number 4, Roosevelt clashed with the Supreme Court over the New Deal. So let's go ahead and get started. Lesson summary: The 100 Days. Roosevelt told Americans that economic recovery was possible. He called Congress into a special session known as the 100 Days. They created the New Deal to aid economic recovery. One program was the Emergency Banking Relief Act. It was passed to restore confidence in banks. The president talked about it in his first fireside chat. Other programs, such as the Civil Works Administration, CWA, put people to work on public projects such as roads, airports, and parks. The Tennessee Valley Authority, TVA, hired people to build dams to provide electricity to poor communities. Francis Perkins helped pass the National Industrial Recovery Act to assist businesses. Critics of the New Deal felt it was too far or not, it went too far or not far enough. The American Liberty League, for example, disliked the expansion of the federal government and the authority of the president. Others thought there should be higher taxes for the rich and guaranteed income for the poor. The Second New Deal continues. The Second New Deal was introduced in 1934. The Works Progress Administration, WPA, employed more than 8.5 million people. Eleanor Roosevelt supported programs for young people. Congress passed the Social Security Act to help children and the elderly, disabled, and unemployed. The New Deal included new labor laws. The Congress of Industrial Organizations, CIO, was a union based on industry. It welcomed women, immigrants, and minority groups. The CIO used a sit-down strike to keep General Motors from replacing strikers. Women stayed in the factories. This success helped the unions grow stronger. Clashes with the court. Democrats controlled the presidency and the Congress, but not the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court declared several New Deal programs unconstitutional. Roosevelt's plan to increase the number of justices was defeated in Congress. Okay, so that was the reading for today. You guys always struggle with this first part of the questions, and these questions are your Google Form questions, so I'm going to go over some of them. For 1 through 5, you need to look at each set of terms and names below. In the Google form, you're going to click on the term or name that does not relate to the others. So we're going to play the game. One of the things is not like the other. So number 1, we have New Deal, Social Security Act, sit-down strike, and Tennessee Valley Authority. Okay, I will give you a hint. It is definitely not New Deal. Okay, so do not pick New Deal for that one. Here's my second hint. 2 of those things were started because of the New Deal. Okay, 2 of those things were programs that were started because of the New Deal. I'm even going to give you another hint. Typically, professional programs like that, their names are in capital letters because it's a proper noun. So look at the 3 items left, B, C, and D. 2 of those have capital letters. My guess is those are the 2 programs that were started under the New Deal, which means that last one is the one I'm going to pick. Okay, number 2, Congress of Industrial Organizations, Francis Perkins, Civil Works Administration, and I did change your Google form. I didn't like that they had D, Franklin D. Roosevelt, so I changed it to, let me see if I can remember what I changed it to. I changed it to National Industrial Recovery Act. So if that answer wasn't there and I added it, that's not going to be it. So for number 2, do not pick D. Okay? Here's my other hint. I want you to look back up at Francis Perkins. Okay? So let's go back up and look at Francis Perkins. Francis Perkins, the National Industrial Recovery Act. Okay, so I know Francis Perkins was related to the National Industrial Recovery Act. Which other one was she connected to? Congress of Industrial Organizations or Civil Works Administration? Let's go back up. See where she is. I see the Civil Works Administration in the same paragraph as her. Do you think maybe she had something to do with that too? So which one doesn't belong for number 2? Okay, number 3, sit-down strike, labor laws, Social Security Act, Congress of Industrial Organizations. I know typically strikes and labor laws go together. I know that a labor union involves a workplace. I know that a workplace is where people can go on strike if they're looking for better working conditions. So I automatically know it's not A and B. Pick between C and D. One of those talks about factories or maybe industry, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and the other one doesn't. You're going to pick the one that does not mention anything about maybe factories or working conditions or industry. Okay, number 4, New Deal, Franklin Roosevelt, Fireside Chat, American Liberty League. Okay, I know that Roosevelt started the New Deal, and I also know that Roosevelt started one of the other ones. One of these things was something that was against Roosevelt. They did not think he should have that much power. They did not think the federal government should have that much power and have their power expanded. And then another one of those things was something that Roosevelt did every evening over the radio in which he addressed the public. He spoke to the public. Okay. You are going to pick which one of these was against the president. That's the one that you're going to pick for number 4. Okay. It was an organization against the power of the president. And finally, number 5, Supreme Court, Social Security Act, Civil Works Administration, Tennessee Valley Authority. You should know from the reading that 3 of those were things that got started with the New Deal. One of those has been there since our United States government started in the 1700s. Pick the item that has been there since the government got started in the 1700s, okay? Not one of the 3 that FDR started in the 100 days in the New Deal. Okay, and then these 6 through 10 are also in the Google form. You should use these right here, okay, the key terms and people. And I have left this whole entire document in Google Classroom, so you don't have to keep going back and forth and pausing my video to get a good look at the vocabulary. You can just open that right up in Google Classroom. Okay? Okay. Have a great Tuesday, and I will see you on Wednesday for a review. Bye.